Hi, folks. Welcome in. We're going to give people a couple more minutes to join before we get started. For those just joining, hi, welcome. We're going to take one more minute to let people join before we get started. Okay, I think we can go ahead and get started. Thank you for taking the time to watch this webinar. Appreciate you, and welcome to Global Scholars Oakland a little early. I'm so excited to meet you when you get to campus in January. My name is Megan Powell. I'm the Associate Director for the Global Scholars Program on the Oakland campus, so I live and work in Oakland every day. Before we get into the bulk of the session, just setting a few housekeeping items. First of all, we will be covering quite a bit of ground during this webinar. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the Q&A section of the Zoom meeting, and our teammates will be in the background answering questions. It's likely that the most frequently asked questions will be answered throughout the course of the presentation, but feel free to drop in any questions that you have. This webinar will be recorded, and so you can refer back to it. We will also be emailing the link out, and at the very end of the presentation, I have a link to our YouTube channel with past recordings for webinars as well. So with that, I'm going to ask Lori to move on to the next slide, and we'll just do an overview of the presentation. So like I said, my name is Megan Powell. My pronouns are they, them. I'm the Associate Director of the Global Scholars Program here on campus, and I'm going to ask my colleagues who are joining me for this webinar to briefly introduce themselves. So I'll start with you, Allie.
Hi, everyone. My name is Allie Littlefox. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Assistant Vice Chancellor of Planning and Innovation here on the Oakland campus. Excited to tell you all a little more about what we offer and see you in a few months.
Great. Thanks. Lillian.
Good morning. Welcome to Oakland. Can't wait to see you soon in the next few months. Lillian Gonzalez, she, her, and ella pronouns. I am the Assistant Vice Chancellor for Student Life on the Oakland campus.
Thank you. Kelly.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being with us today. Looking forward to welcome you to Oakland soon. I am Kelly Dawson, the Director for Business Services. I oversee dining, the Mail and Copy Center, vending, laundry equipment, and many other services that you'll be using. So looking forward to meeting you all very, very soon.
Thanks, Kelly. And last but not least, Allison.
Hi, everyone. I'm Allison Ottaviano. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Director of Global Undergraduate Academic Advising. And I'll be chatting with you a little bit today about advising and course registration for the spring.
Amazing. Thank you. And so I'm very lucky to work with all of these wonderful colleagues. And this is just a small percentage of the staff who are going to be here on campus to support you during your time in Oakland. So very excited that you all took the time to join and meet some of our incoming global scholars. So during this presentation, as you know, we're already introducing ourselves. We'll talk about what to expect for move-in day on January 4th, as well as orientation. We'll give an overview of the campus. So what is campus life like? What kind of resources are available for you while you're here? Things that you can do in the Bay Area and in Oakland. Student life. So what does that look like on campus? What kinds of things can you get involved in while you're in Oakland for the semester? As well as if you need support throughout your time, what's available for you here? So very excited to get right into it. We can move on to the next slide. So welcome to Oakland. This is a beautiful city that is near and dear to my heart. I grew up in the East Bay, so 2 cities south of Oakland. So I've been here for basically my whole life and never want to leave. It is such a diverse, beautiful city with an amazing food scene, so many wonderful people. I would say the sense of community is felt not only in the city, but also on campus. And like the slide says, there's quite a bit of an art scene. There's always something to do, both on campus and off campus. You can, be close to the water and then in the redwoods within 20 minutes in Oakland, which is fantastic. And on campus too, it is an arboretum. We like to say that it's a lush 135 acres of campus. And so you'll feel a bit transported to go from the city into this historic campus. And Northeastern Oakland is special because it is such an opportunity for first-year students to engage in leadership with a focus on social justice and community, as is kind of the ethos of the Bay Area. So really excited to welcome you here and see kind of what you find as your special part of the Oakland campus and the Oakland community. We have built the Global Scholars Program over the past several years around these 5 pillars. So the pillars are essentially what we hope that all students get out of their time in the Global Scholars Program. And it's with these guiding lights in mind that we develop our programming. So not only the academic curriculum that is offered to Global Scholars, but also outside of the classroom, what kinds of events, what kinds of, information are we sharing to try to reach these 5 pillars. So the first one is local programming, locality-based programming. So understanding the history and context of the Oakland campus, the city of Oakland, and the greater Bay Area. So we really want you to be here while you're here and immerse yourself in all that Oakland has to offer. And with that, moving into global citizenship, so not only understanding who you are in relation to the city where you are, but how we are all connected, especially thinking about the global network of campuses at Northeastern. How do we fit in? What makes us special and what makes us all similar as well? And how do you, examine your worldview, and through experiential learning opportunities in and out of the classroom, how do you enhance and really understand your values and your beliefs? And we don't want you to just see the community from afar, but we want you to be an active participant. And so community engagement and service learning is crucial. So thinking about ways that you can not only contribute to campus life, but also get off campus and meet people in the area, engage in potentially volunteer work or community organizations, or even local government if you feel called to that. Really just trying to understand what are the current needs and the current wins of the community that we all live in. We want to make sure that you are set up for success throughout your time at Northeastern and beyond. And so mentorship and relationship building is another key focus of ours. How do we connect first-year students to a wide network of Northeastern alumni, faculty, staff, and fellow students who can help you kind of envision your path forward and prepare for the co-ops, the classes, your career, your life ahead of you. So we really try to foster connections by hosting campus events and giving you access to tools and resources that will then open your network. And finally, experiential entrepreneurship is not only a big emphasis of the Global Scholars Program, but also the Oakland campus. And so we think about entrepreneurship, yes, as potentially starting a business, but more broadly as a mindset for creative problem solving, when you can identify needs and problems within your community and use your skill sets as well as the skill sets from the network that you've been building to come up with creative solutions. So we have hackathons, we have guest speakers, we have clubs and organizations that can help you foster that mindset for yourself. So we're really excited to offer a diverse array of programming that can, facilitate all of these pillars of the program. And we hope that you come out of it on the other side, feeling more confident in all of these areas of your education. And we will be sending surveys throughout your time to kind of gauge where you're at with these pillars. So we just want to make sure that we're doing right by you. So if you do see one of those, I will ask you, please fill out our survey to see how we're doing. We can move on to the next slide. And I'll pass it over to Allison.
Great, thank you, Megan. Again, my name is Allison Ottaviano, and I'm the Director of Global Undergraduate Academic Advising. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what to expect from Oakland Advising, but really also focus on preparing for registration for your spring classes. First off, in Oakland, we follow a very similar model to advising that they do in London as well as Boston, where you have a college and discipline-specific advisor. You'll be working with this advisor throughout your course selection and into the spring semester on ensuring that you're on track with your course selection and answering any questions that you might have throughout the semester. A bit different than what you did when you went to London in preparing for your spring semester. Students coming to Oakland in the spring will be registering themselves for you'll be registering yourselves for your spring classes. So this is going to require use of the university registration system, which is found in your student hub. All students should have received an individualized email from their advisor with suggestions during the week of October 21st. And this email includes course suggestions, links to our Canvas site on using the registration system, as well as additional information on how to get in touch with your advisor. Please check your northeastern.edu email for this outreach. If you haven't found it yet, it did go out during the week of October 21st, so definitely look back if you haven't seen it. And be sure to email your advisor with any questions you have, and also be on the lookout for more emails from your advisor regarding any virtual Zoom sessions that they might have regarding registration, as well as how to book a virtual meeting with them to discuss your spring classes. As I mentioned before, all students have access to a Canvas site, which really goes over how to utilize our registration system, gives you course selections, gives you some helpful tips based off of your college and major, really helping guide you on what courses you should be signing up for the spring. And spring registration begins the week of November 18th, as is highlighted in this slide. So students receive a time ticket in order to register for their classes. And this is really to make sure that students aren't overwhelming the system. And this is based off of a student's earned and enrolled hours. So all first-year students are going to be receiving similar time tickets towards the end of the week. And this time ticket will be emailed to you by the registrar's office. The availability of the time ticket will be emailed to you by the registrar's office. It's generally the Thursday before registration week starts, so you can expect this email during you can expect this email on November 14th, on or around November 14th. When you're viewing registration times, please keep in mind that all registration times are in Eastern time, so be sure to adjust accordingly. And your registration time is when registration opens for you, so you can log in and register at any point from that time forward. I really want to emphasize that registration week is really the starting point of registration, and you have up through the first week and a half of classes through the online ad period to make changes to your schedule. So registering for classes, feeling good about those classes is a great starting point, but we can definitely work together to make sure that you're in the appropriate classes, and your advisor will be reviewing your course schedule after registration week and will be in touch with you if they have any questions or concerns or feel that you should be making any adjustments to your schedule. And just as a reminder, you have until January 14th to make updates to your schedule. And I encourage you to be in email communication with your advisor with any questions. I think we can move on to the next slide.
Great. Hi, everyone. So again, Kelly Dawson, Director for Business Services. I oversee dining and meal plans, as well as the mail center, which you'll receive all of your packages from. And then also I oversee the laundry equipment in all of the dorms, as well as vending and parking permits. So I'm your person if you have any questions in those various areas as you transition to Oakland. But I'm going to focus just today on dining, as that's the only thing you need to think about now until you get here. a quick overview of our facilities. So we have Founders Commons, which is a traditional all-you-can-eat residential dining hall. We just did some fancy new renovations, so it's a beautiful space to come meet your friends and dine with them. We have a new station called the Pizza and Comfort Station, so we're excited for you to try that, as well as a new lower level that has brand new seating, areas for study, as well as an enhanced dessert bar. So we look forward to welcoming you so you can experience those new and improved areas. We also have the tea shop, which is centrally located closer to classes. The tea shop accepts dining dollars, whereas Founders Commons is the only location that accepts your meal swipes. The tea shop is more of a made-to-order retail food court. It offers equator coffees and tea, espresso, smoothies, boba, custom bowls, burritos, all those good things, burgers, sandwiches, and lots more. We did just launch a new station called Innovation Kitchen, where you can vote on the type of food you want to see at that station in particular during your time here. So that rotates every 3 weeks. So look for that on our Instagram to vote on what you would like to see. And then in addition to the tea shop, which accepts dining dollars, just across the way, you'll find Cafe Susie Market, which also accepts your dining dollars. And that's more of your grab and go. If you have limited time between classes, you can grab freshly prepared sushi, which is made on site, sandwiches, salads, packaged meals, as well as your favorite snacks and beverages. In terms of your meal plan, so all global scholars will be enrolled in the unlimited plan, which comes with $500 in dining dollars value. You do have the opportunity to change that meal plan to the 225 swipe meal plan, which includes 600 dining dollars. Nothing for you to do now, but something to think about once you receive your housing assignment, which will come later in December. You will have the opportunity to change that plan all the way up until the second Friday after the term begins. So again, I would, nothing for you to do now, but just so you know, that option will be there for you when you're ready. In order to change your meal plan, we'll chat out in a link in the chat of how you do so. There's a quick tutorial video, but again, just like Allison was saying, it's in the Student Hub. So you'll be able to log in and change your meal plan from there. And our folks at Husky Card are able and willing to help you. If you have any questions, you can contact them at mealplan@northeastern.edu. We're also going to chat out the dining website in case you haven't found it yet, which is nudining.com. And from there, you can access all of our information about dining, which includes our hours of operation, how to navigate if you have any allergens or dietary restrictions, and all of the icons that we use on our menuing, as well as all ingredients in every item that we offer on campus. So we'll chat that website out as well. And lastly, I just wanted to touch base really briefly, not on dining, but as you navigate here and plan for your move to Oakland, you can also find specific information with how you mail yourself packages or how you update your address. Essentially, you're going to be assigned a mail code that will be very specific to you. And that mail code will actually follow you if you go to Boston in the future or to another Northeastern campus. That specific unique mail ID will stay with you. So we will chat out the link to the mail copy center. You won't receive that mail code until you have your housing assignment. And once you have your housing assignment, you'll be able to log in, see your specific mail code, and update that accordingly. You are able to ship items to us in advance of move-in. We will be prepared to accept your items over the winter break. So feel free to reach out to us directly if you have any further questions. But again, please don't mail anything until you have that specific mail code so we make sure it can be routed appropriately. Thank you all, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.
Thanks, Kelly. Before we pass it on to Lillian, I will also just add that you mentioned laundry, and laundry is free in the dorms. So if that is something that was weighing on you, don't worry, you don't have to get quarters like I do. It is all free for you on campus. And with that, I'll pass it over to Lillian to talk about housing.
Awesome. One of the most, awaited communications I know for our students is housing and residential life. All of our students here in Oakland live on campus that our first years are residential. Folks who are on campus either live in a single or a shared room. We also have some triples. So depending on your assignment, depending on what you endorse in your housing application as your preference, if you have specific medical accommodations that require a single, all of those things are taken into consideration and also guaranteed, especially if it's a medical accommodation in particular. We have 3 different res halls that are designated for our Global Scholar community. All 3 res halls are what we call traditional halls, so halls that have common spaces, that have a corridor type rooms. So the picture you see here is what we call Whitehall. Whitehall is similar to Eggy Hall and Reinhardt Hall. It's what we call the Hill Dorms or Neighborhood 3. This hall in particular you're seeing here has corridor style rooms and also what we call suites or pods. So when you see emails with housing assignments, which won't come out until December. So if you're eager, I know that sometimes, it could be really hard to wait, but we really have to wait until everyone submits their application. We take all the preferences and things that you all have asked for. For example, if you endorsed you wanted a particular roommate, we try and make that happen as much as possible. I want to make sure that folks understand when you're submitting things for roommates, make sure you're talking to those folks, because sometimes we see, it's not common, but there are times where a student's like, hey, why didn't I get to room with the person who I wrote down? If that person doesn't write your name down also, it can create a little bit of a delay. So make sure that if there are folks you want to room with, that you all are putting the same thing on the application. That will make things run a little bit smoother. In all of our res halls, we have what we call community assistants or resident assistants. So these are all live-on staff members who live in the buildings with you, who are there to help foster, a space that's inclusive, to be able to support you when things are rough, to be able to celebrate you when things get really exciting. These are folks who hold Husky chats, so they do check-ins with you throughout the semester to make sure that things are going well. These are also staff who put on programming individually for your own community, but also for larger events with campus partners and for your neighborhoods. These are also folks who are on duty. So when we think about the structure of our housing and res life buildings, we have community and res life assistants, which we call primary responders. So if something happens in the hall, if you're feeling homesick, if something happened in your hall, your sink is clogged, your things that might be common, just like in the real world, right? Your RA and CA are both the folks who are your primary responders. So you would connect with them, let them know what's going on. They would help you find a solution and be able to either submit a work order if it's something related to facilities concern, get connected to resources in general. The second layer of that are our area coordinators who all also live on campus and who all oversee particular communities. And on top of that, we then have leadership who serve on what we call an EDOC rotation, an executive director on call rotation. There's always folks on call Monday through Sunday, 24/7. You always can count on someone being, walking the halls to make sure that things are good, checking in with you if things come up. We have what we call our residential security office who supports with the dispatch center. So if students ever have concerns about things, there is a dispatch center that you call that connects with our res life staff to then support you for things like lockouts. Maybe you forgot your key or your key isn't working. You would connect with our residential security office by phone, and they would then connect with our residential life staff who then would show up to support what you need. When you receive your housing assignment, this is also very important, as Kelly mentioned, the mail and copy approach in general. Most students will start to ask, when can we ship our items? You will need this unique 6-digit mailing code to mail anything. We also ask that you bring, less is more. You're going to be here for a semester. We ask that you bring things that are very, that you're going to need for sure. Things like bedding, toiletries, things that, if there's something that you want to make your room feel a little bit more homey. But we do also have on campus what we call a reuse depot, where we have a lot of things that are for free that students will also be donating. And the spring cohort gets a little bit of a nice kind of welcome, because all the folks who are leaving from the fall and don't want to take kind of a lot of their brand new or barely used items get donated to the reuse depot. So typically in spring, we have a big selection of things that folks can grab, like some of those plastic containers that a lot of students like to have that serve kind of like a dresser, or lamps, a small rug, things that we would want in the space. We ask students to wait to grab some of those things until they're here, so that you're not shipping too many things, and also so you can kind of see what your room setup is like. So just so you know, we have a big team of over 40 people who work in housing and res life who are here to support you, who are here to make sure that your experience in the halls is one that is very enjoyable. We love hearing feedback from students on programming. We also have what we call family dinners. So folks in your cohort of about 30, 35 per wing with your community assistant, you build a lot of programming and community through family dinners and excursions that you also might take off campus using both the campus shuttle and our AC Transit, which is a bus line that's here that you all will also receive AC Transit passes for your time here at Northeastern. But it's a very well wrapped around experience in the housing and res life department. We're here to support you. We're excited to be able to show you kind of our dorms, our world here on the open campus. They're beautiful. And just know that folks are around if you need them. We'll go to the next slide. The other area that I oversee is student support services. Our student support services are a way to, again, help students whenever they're experiencing, some sort of difficult situation that is an extenuating circumstance that would impact your academics. These are folks who serve on what we call our care team. We have a care team that meets every Monday where we chat about students of concern. Some students of concern will come through us through referrals from faculty or staff, or you yourself could refer yourself to the care team and say, hey, I'm either feeling homesick or I'm feeling behind in classes, or I have a recent injury and I might need accommodations. The care team are the folks you kind of go and land with and support you in getting connected with resources in general. They're also the bridge between students, faculty, and staff and professors in general. So let's say something happens, it's impacting your academics. The care team are the folks who help support, send out what we call letters of consideration to your faculty, which let them know something has happened. We give a general sense of what has happened, keep information from students that they want private. But what we do is ask faculty to work with you, whether that's on extensions on deadlines, excusing some absences, depending on the situation. The care team is there to support you. We also have under student support services is our academic accommodations, dining accommodations, mobility accommodations. Our access department, disability access services, also supports students with needs in general, navigating needs on campus. There will be another webinar. So if you are a student who is requiring or is curious if there's something that could be offered as you have an experience now in London, or maybe something has come up that has shifted, we will have a webinar that will be coming up also in the next week or so, where we will talk about the disability access services support in general. The care team and access services work collectively to really support our students. We also have the counseling department on campus where we have folks who can see you in person. And also we work with Find at Northeastern. Find is a 24/7 mental health platform where you can talk to someone 24/7. It also has really cool care team features where, like, if things are not feeling great in the middle of the night, but you don't necessarily know if you want to talk to someone, there's also a texting app that is part of Find where you can also talk to a professional kind of about what things are going on. Outside of counseling, we also have our wellness department. The wellness department also supports with the wellness vending machine and provides a lot of programming around sex and health ed, working through, getting connected with resources in general. Our vending machine provides some free items like deodorant, toothbrush, and also some items that are for sale that are a discounted price that are also supportive in terms of what students are navigating. So things like Plan B. We also have things that are, again, to support education and the way that we're safe in general. Our wellness machine has both free and low-cost items. Our last service through student support services is a student health clinic on campus that's run by One Medical here at the Northeastern campus in Oakland. Our clinic is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Our campus shuttle takes folks to the near site clinic for One Medical that's in Berkeley. That is open until 8:30, Monday through Sunday. So folks can either get support on campus, in the clinic, 9 to 5, off campus through 8:30, and also One Medical has an app. So if you're feeling too sick that you can't get on the shuttle and or walk to the clinic, you can also access resources through the app and meet with a physician through the app as well. Again, all of these services are dedicated to help address issues and explore options for what's the best way to solve situations or incidences that we might expect and or might happen during your time as you're kind of acclimating to a new place, new temperature. right now, as winter's here, we see a lot of students with like some stomach bugs or students who are experiencing some flu symptoms. It's all very common things that happen seasonally. And so the clinic is here to support with that. Aside from our student health center, our counseling psychological services, and the vending machine, we also have what we call the marketplace. It is a student resource and it functions as a pantry. So we also have free food items that we work with our Alameda Food Bank who donate items to us on a weekly basis. And that's actually a very utilized resource on campus as well. So lots of support. Depending on what you need, the care team is your first stop. They'll connect you with folks on campus and help you work through to find a solution. The next slide is around campus safety. When we think about safety in general for our res halls, most of our res halls, aside from our apartments, are proctored. What that means is that you have a point in between opening your door to getting to your room of security and or safety in general. So all of our students have to tap in, who have proctored stations have to tap in to get into their building with their ID. So our proctored stations are there 24/7. For the cohort of global scholars, you all will live in Mary Morris and Whitehall or in Warren only. All three of those are proctored. So we have that security measure that's 24/7. The proctors are also there to support if things come up in the middle of the night. They'll connect with our residential security office dispatch. We'll also connect with our Res Life team. That office works very collectively and closely with our Department of Public Safety and our Housing and Residential Life team. Aside from on-campus safety in terms of the proctors, we also only have one way in, one way out from the campus. We have a main security front gate, and we have access protocols in place 24/7. Anyone coming into the campus either has to show Husky ID or an identifiable ID and is asked why they're here. Our DPS, Department of Public Safety, works really closely with administration and our leadership to make sure that we're providing safety on campus and also off campus as well in terms of, areas that we go with the shuttle and or places that people typically will like to visit while they're also exploring Oakland, because it's what we would like for you to do as well. Like I mentioned, the campus safety also has a campus safety shuttle. So there is a loop that goes around from here through Berkeley and back over to the campus that happens on a daily basis. Lots of really good places to eat. It also stops at a pharmacy. It also stops at different places where you can get different toiletry or home items in general. And that's a free resource as well that all you need is your Husky ID for. We have things like Safe Zone, mobile phone app, and or the Rave emergency alert system. So if anything ever were to happen on or off campus that is an emergency and or important for us to communicate with students, you will receive a notification through your cell phone or email. So anything, knock on wood, things like earthquakes that are common in California. We haven't had one in a really, really long time. So things like, potential floods or storms, things that would be impacting students, those notifications come through your cell phone and then the team on the ground is activated to support. And we have lots of protocols and procedures in place to support in times of need and or when things like this come up. Our campus safety is also made up by not just the proctors, but also folks who are patrolling campus 24/7. They're folks you will get to see and we'll see around a lot on campus. They're always running around on golf carts and or in their DPS cars. We also have a blue light system on campus. So again, if you're walking through campus and not feeling, have a question about something or need an emergency, the blue light phones are throughout the campus as well. And that gets managed through campus safety.
Thank you, Lillian.
But thanks so much. I think those were my slides and we're really excited to have you all on campus soon.
And on that note, let's talk about move-in day. Take it away, Allie.
All right. Thank you, Megan. And thank you, Lillian. This is a great transition because Lillian and I partner very, very closely on move-in and orientation. So one of the areas that I oversee is orientation and family programs. So when you get to campus, we work very closely with all of our campus partners, but certainly with Housing and Res Life to welcome you to your new home, to have you check in, whether you're coming on a charter flight and charter bus, or you're driving yourself, your families are driving you, or you're taking a ride share. Everyone will enter campus through that front gate. come into what we call the T area, which is the main intersection on campus. It's a really great experience. We call it the cruise ship model. So you will stop your vehicle. We'll have the student get out. You'll have luggage tags that the movers and our staff will help you put on all of your luggage. That will then go in a bin, and that will get delivered to your room. While you're waiting for your luggage to get to you, you'll get to check in, you'll get your room keys, you'll sign your forms to sign out your key, get your Husky card, all of your orientation information. There will be tables around things like One Medical, student employment, international services. So if you have questions that maybe are pressing or haven't been answered yet, we'll have folks there. We work closely with Kelly to have someone from parking. So if you want to register your car, if you're bringing a car, you can do that there. And then we also have staff just all around welcoming you to campus. So things like campus tours, our CSR and CSI, which is our Center for Student Involvement, and I'll talk about them a little more in the following slides. They're there to welcome you, to show you resources, to get you signed up for clubs, for activities. Our campus spaces will be open. So if you want to hit the gym, 8:05 after you've dropped your stuff, you can head over there and do that. Get to know campus. Again, campus tours for both new students and your families if you're traveling with folks. We really want to make sure you get a chance to explore. We will have refreshments for families. Our dining spaces will be open. And then we end the day usually with a family panel, family reception. Again, a chance for families and friends to ask questions, to get to know our staff on ground, to make sure you know you're getting your questions answered, and then who will be with your student after you depart, and get to know one another. That's a really important key for our families in our family program area, to make sure you're connected, make sure you as families and of course students feel welcome as part of the Husky family. That night, we always plan a fun event for students. It's a bit different knowing that you know each other, you're coming as a cohort, but a lot of our first year students who are here all year in Oakland will be back that first weekend. So it's a good chance to start to get to know them. Again, get to know some staff and spaces on campus. There's typically a housing and res life floor meeting. So you'll get to meet who is in your new res hall, who is in your new space. Maybe it's someone you haven't met in London. You're getting to meet in Oakland for the first time. Go over what it means to be in that residential space, get to know your live-on staff. And then we can move to the next slide, because after Saturday evening, we move to orientation. So orientation looks a bit different in the spring, knowing that you've been a college student now for a full semester, you've been a Northeastern student for a semester. Our main goal for orientation on that Sunday is for you to get to know campus. So what is it like to be in Oakland? Where are the spaces? How can you navigate campus? It's very different being on 135 beautiful green acres, as Megan shouted out at the beginning. Very different experience than where you're coming from in London. So how do you get to know that space? What is the class structure? What is different being at a US college, maybe than you've experienced so far in London? And again, what are those resources? So I know we're giving you a ton of information today. We will continue to do so by email, by more webinars, by Canvas modules. But on that Sunday, you'll also have a chance to meet with folks. So we'll do some resource tabling during lunch on that orientation day. You can put a name to a face. You can walk up and say, I want to make an appointment with the peer tutoring center. I want to get a job in the gym. Whatever it is, whatever you're looking for, we'll have people on campus on that day so you can get your questions answered. And then we move into what we call Welcome Week. So classes start on January 6th. So it's a really quick turnaround. We know you will move in, go to orientation, and then start classes. It's a lot, but we also try to build in a lot of support and fun through that first week. So again, we'll have events, we'll have a club fair, resource fair. Different departments on campus will hold open houses. So there will be a open house at the library. One Medical often does one. We call the one we do in the gym, the Rec Royale, where you can come and sign up for all of the recreation opportunities. Again, get to know your new classmates, your new the new students that you're interacting with, and campus and all of us. Next slide, please. Campus sports and recreation. So one of the areas I've made mention of this a couple of times that I oversee is campus sports and recreation. So part of our campus, we have beautiful facilities. And one of the amazing things about being in the Bay Area is that you can do things like stand-up paddleboard yoga in the pool when you get here in January. Sometimes it's a little chilly. So the mornings at the pool in January and February are not always the warmest, but we have a beautiful outdoor pool, outdoor tennis courts, a fitness center that's open 7 days a week, gymnasium, and then lots of green space. There's a trail around campus, 2 soccer fields, and just opportunities for you to be outside. Within campus sports and rec, we have intramural and club sports. So be on the lookout in the next couple weeks for a communication that will come around what you're interested in. We currently have about 10 club sports running. We match them typically to the season that they compete in. So right now, men's soccer is competing, cross country, golf, our tennis club is competing. Spring we'll have volleyball, but then other clubs that run more year round, like rock climbing, rowing. So really trying to get what you're interested in and making sure you get plugged into those opportunities as soon as you get here. And then intramurals would be our on-campus, some run as more open gym, some run as a full tournament. Basketball has been consistently one of our most popular intramural activities. So we have about an 8-week season for that. Teams compete weekly and then ultimately for a championship. Flag football is running right now, badminton, volleyball, soccer. So it varies based on student interest, but those I would say have run every semester and certainly will happen in the spring, particularly basketball. Pickleball is also one that we launched this year that has been very popular. We have about 15 teams competing in our pickleball IM. In addition to the more traditional sports, we have instructional fitness. So we offer about 15 classes. We call them group fitness classes per week, as well as some series-based classes. So you can sign up ahead of time. It's very easy. There's an app you can download. We'll walk you through all of that at that Rec Royale and at the tabling that we do at move-in and then throughout Welcome Week. But yoga, spinning, Zumba, Pilates, stand-up paddleboard yoga is my personal favorite to talk about. I've never done it, but it's very impressive. Water aerobics. We've done dance fitness, capoeira, and many more. So be on the lookout for that. Those classes are fantastic. They're at no cost, and they're a great way to just build in some time if you want something more structured around fitness and wellness. If you're looking for just a drop-in, I mentioned all of our facilities, the tennis courts and pool. You just need your Husky ID for the pool and the fitness center. You can get a tennis key for free, and then you can use the courts at any time. And then you're always welcome on the campus trails, the outdoor fields. One of the things that's been most exciting is just being in the gym, in the fitness center, and seeing it be used at all hours of the day. There's always someone playing basketball. If you want to just do pickup, you can set up a badminton net, a volleyball net, or just be in the fitness center. But it's a really popular space on campus. We also run outdoor excursions. So we do about 5 a semester, and these differ from the ones I know Megan's going to talk about, the Ed Odyssey excursions for global scholars. Our outdoor rec excursions are usually a smaller group, but we do things like kayaking, hiking, horseback riding. So be on the lookout for those. Again, an email always goes out getting interest, and then we follow up with students who are interested in the excursions. Next slide, please. Okay, so what can you get involved in if you're not interested in campus sports and rec? There is a lot. So we have 43 clubs and organizations running right now. Those clubs will continue into the spring. And one of the things we'll do during Welcome Week is a club fair. So you'll be able to go up to the club, sign up if you're interested, get to know the students who are running those clubs. All of our clubs have student leaders who are really the ones who drive the organization of meetings, of events, and then also a club advisor. So if you have questions, if you need purchasing, if you need help reserving space, your club advisor is that go-to. There's also staff in our Center for Student Involvement who support all of our clubs and our student government. So we will have positions open in student government for you to run for. We have an amazing team of students right now. I believe actually one of our co-presidents is a global scholar. So he will be moving to London and we will need to refill that role. So definitely opportunities for you coming in the spring semester. You can also start a new club. So if there's not something you're seeing that you are interested in, or you've started something in London, you want to carry over, you have a passion to do something here, we try to make it really easy. You need 3 students and that faculty or staff advisor. We'll walk you through the process, give you a training around how to start a club, how to run things, and then get you off and running. We also have a lot of signature events. So again, our Center for Student Involvement holds things like Movie on the Meadow. We have a Friday night concert series that will be pairing actually with what we call Art After Dark next semester in the spring. So again, some really great opportunities to come to an event on a Friday night, have music, live music, food trucks, art, get to just hang out with people. We try to really activate what we call the Rothwell Center. It's right where the tea shop is and all of our lounges. Our Center for Student Leadership, Equity, and Excellence oversees our lounges, which you'll hear us talk a lot about. We have different affinity spaces. They hold our affinity groups and our Heritage Month programming, along with our spiritual and religious life advising and programming. We have a beautiful chapel on campus, separate from the lounges and the Rothwell space, that's non-denominational, but open for events, for meditative space to be in. We will program there as well. We also have a prayer space in our Solidarity Lounge as part of the center. On-campus employment, I won't spend a ton of time talking about it because I know we're tight on time, but if you're interested in working at any of the areas that I mentioned, so you want to be a program assistant, help with orientation, work in the gym, feel free to reach out to me. That information will be in that email as well, particularly for our CSR area. We hire a lot of students. So if you're looking for something, always feel free to reach out to me if you have questions about that.
Thank you, Allie. Appreciate all that. All right, we can move on to the next slide. As I mentioned, I have lived in the Bay Area all my life, and I know many of us have been around, and so we can attest to the fact that there is no shortage of fun things to do in the Bay Area off campus. So this is just a short sample of things that you can get into, as well as all photos from past programs that we've hosted with the campus community. So you can, go to Lake Merritt. That I would say is the cultural hub of Oakland. Gorgeous, gorgeous place where there's a lot of restaurants around. There's a farmer's market on Saturday mornings. The shuttle takes you right to the lake. So right outside of Trader Joe's, where you can, make yourself a little picnic, go to the lake. The shuttle also will take you close to a ferry stop at Jack London Square, where you can take the ferry over to San Francisco. It's a really special way to cross the bay and have a nice little day in San Francisco, where there's, again, no shortage of things to do. Some popular options for folks. There's an aquarium, there's Japantown. You can, see one of the beautiful scenic parks in San Francisco or in Oakland. We have First Fridays in downtown Oakland, where a lot of community members go out and support local businesses, as well as just be in community. Many concerts, lots of artists that you definitely have heard of will be at the Fox Theater, as well as the Greek Theater at UC Berkeley. Many restaurants around the lake. There's also Grand Lake Theater, a beautiful historic theater. The Oakland Museum. I could keep going, but essentially there's so much to do within a 10 to 15 minute trip from campus. And I really hope that you take the time while you're here in Oakland to explore on your own, as well as, like Lillian said, we take students out at least once a month. with your residential community to go grab dinner together and just catch up, see how things are going, or explore a different part of the Bay. We really want it to be something that you want to do. And so at your very first community meeting on move-in day, you'll have a chance to weigh in on what kinds of programs and events would you like to see. And we want to make sure that, you know, we're doing things that you want to do. So, you know, please take your own look to see what things that are of interest to you are available in the Bay, but I can assure you that most likely there is something that is right up your alley that's just in our backyard from campus. And you might be thinking, how do I get there? Lillian mentioned already that there is a shuttle on a fixed loop. There is an app that you can download. A lot of these apps and email addresses that we're sharing will be giving to you both on the Canvas modules that Ali mentioned, as well as at in-person orientation. So don't fret now, but you will have access to a campus shuttle app where you can have live updates on the schedule. All you need to do is show your Husky card. So this is only open to students and staff and faculty members. So if you're a family member who's visiting, you won't be able to hop on that shuttle, and that's for safety reasons. But that is a great resource to students. And most days I see big groups of students waiting at the T for the shuttle, which is amazing to see. Lillian also mentioned that all students get an AC Transit Easy Pass. That's our local public transportation system in Alameda County, hence the AC. So that gives you a Clipper card with a preloaded bus pass. So anywhere that the AC Transit buses take you, you have free access to during your time on campus. Right outside the campus front gate, there is a AC Transit bus stop with many lines that will take you all over the place, including San Francisco. So really great resource for you. And as Kelly mentioned before, or maybe Ali did, but there are parking permits for students who do choose to bring their car on campus. The permits are free, but your car does need to be registered in order to, you know, not get having to wait in that line where all the IDs are checked, essentially. There's a special parking permit only line at the front gate. So more information will be sent via email at the start of the semester. So stay tuned for that. But if you're planning to bring your car on campus, that's totally fine with us. You just need to register it. Okay, I know we have a few minutes left, so I'm going to briefly talk about this slide and then we're going to move on to the next one. But one exciting thing that we have as part of this program is Global Scholars excursions. So you may already have been on a little excursion at the London campus, but we work with a provider called Ed Odyssey, who helps us organize really immersive weekend trips to iconic California locations. So this coming semester, we have a trip to, drum roll please, next slide, Monterey, which is an amazing coastal historic California city. So on this trip, you'll have the chance to go whale watching, visit a historic fisherman's wharf, go to the aquarium, which is a world-class aquarium. You'll see otters, you'll see all the fish. You can explore Cannery Row. We'll take a 17-mile drive, scenic drive, and you'll have some time in, I would argue, the most charming town in California, Carmel. So it's a really fun weekend. We did this last year around the same time and all the students had a blast. I wished I could have gone on all 4 weekends. So moving on to the next slide, you'll see how you can sign up for this. Registration is open now. I will recommend that you sign up as soon as possible. There are spaces available for all students. However, I need everybody to be proactive in registering. We have a lot of deadlines for catering and for the hotel that we need to meet. And so often I'll get emails from students like 2 days before saying, hey, I didn't sign up for the trip, but I really want to go. And unfortunately, that's not an option. So if you're watching live or if you're watching the recording, take a moment to choose a weekend. And one other thing I will say is that once it is registered, it's pretty locked in. There's not a ton of flexibility due to those deadlines and constraints that I shared before around the hotel and transportation and catering and all the things. So please, I know that, you know, there's midterms and homework and all the things. There will be plenty of time both on the bus and at the hotel for you to still catch up on homework. I think it's a really important thing to prioritize getting out there and seeing parts of California while you're here, as well as doing your homework. So all to say, once you sign up for a trip, please try to hold on to that commitment that you've made, just so we can make sure that you have the chance to have this experience. It's the same trip for all 4 weekend itineraries, but as the slide notes, please only register for one of those weekends and mark it on your calendar. Try to make sure that, you're not double booking yourself for that weekend. So yeah, please sign up as soon as you're able, and I'll be emailing folks with more information about this as well, but you can scan the QR code to get to the website and learn more about the itinerary. In addition, we have a variety of day trips that we run through the Global Scholars Program as well. And so we, this semester, have done most of these already, and so we're excited to offer them again. But you can go to Alcatraz and have a nice, beautiful day at Pier 39 in San Francisco. You can go cross the Golden Gate Bridge, cross your fingers that there's not a ton of fog, which is, another iconic San Francisco experience. And you can take a beautiful hike at Muir Woods National Monument, engage with the exhibits of the Exploratorium, which is a really fun interactive science museum, take a walking tour of the Castro District, which is San Francisco's LGBTQ+ history and culture district, and take a walking tour of local art and talk about the impact of art on the community. So really exciting opportunities to, again, just get a chance to get off campus with your cohort and get a taste for what the Bay Area has to offer. Similarly, we have registration and more details on the itinerary on the QR code. Please choose one day trip for now. If there's room, I will be letting folks know. This one we have a little bit more flexibility to let people in later on, but choose the one that sounds most appealing to you and sign up for that, and I'll be in touch over email if there's any additional spaces for you to sign up for more than one. One last piece of programming that is very special to Oakland and is available to all students on campus are experiential treks. And this is one day. All classes are canceled for the day. Everybody gets to go to a local organization or company and meet leadership, meet people who work in the field, explore what it would be like to work at somewhere like ABC 7 News, which is pictured on this slide, or the Oakland Zoo, or Onto Innovation, a semiconductor manufacturing company. We really try to have a good variety of options for folks who, maybe know what they're going to do when they graduate from Northeastern and enter the job market, and maybe you don't know what you want to do yet, and this is a way for you to envision a potential pathway for yourself. Regardless of your career goals, it's just an amazing way to get to know the local professional climate in the Bay Area. You will likely get to meet students who maybe you don't live in the same hall with, but share similar interests as you. And you can just, have a chance to go somewhere else in the Bay Area and get a taste for what professional life is like in a specific industry, in a specific company. So it's really cool. It's not something that we do at any of the other Northeastern campuses. So a special Oakland program. This will be happening in late February, and close to the start of the semester, you'll be hearing from the team about how to sign up for a trek. So really, really excited to offer those once more. Okay, so we've come to the end of our content for now. As for next steps, we email a lot. I'm sure you know that after almost a semester under your belt as a Northeastern student. So please keep an eye on your Northeastern email address. That's where all of the updates are going to be. Complete your housing preference form. I know we talked about this a little bit too, but if you have a roommate request, maybe you met somebody in London who you really enjoy and you want to live with, make sure that's a mutual request. As Allison suggested, please meet with your academic advisor or email them if you have any questions as you're finalizing your spring registration. We did have a whole dedicated webinar prior in the semester for international students from the Office of Global Services. So please take a look at that. On the next slide, we'll have a QR code to our YouTube channel that has all of the past recordings. So we can move on to that next slide. Thank you, Lori. Shout out to Lori, who has been behind the scenes, making this webinar run smoothly. So thank you. So yeah, you can scan the QR code to see the YouTube channel. That's where this webinar recording will be posted. We'll also be emailing out a link. If you have any personalized questions that you didn't get answered from this session, feel free to email globalscholars@northeastern.edu. Also, please follow us. There's also one more that I should have included on this slide, but NU Oakland Student Life is a great Instagram to be following as well. And with that, that's all I have for you. So appreciate you taking the time to join us today. Can't wait to meet you when you get to Oakland. Again, my name is Megan. So if you see me around campus, feel free to say hi, and hope you have a great end to your fall semester in London. Oh, actually, one last thing as I'm wrapping up. I will be visiting London in early December. So I'll be on the campus and tabling. So if you also have questions about Oakland life there, I can answer them then too. And I'll be, sharing more details as more time goes on. But if you see me on campus in London or in Oakland, feel free to stop me and say hey and ask any questions that you have. But with that, officially, I will say goodbye. Thank you all so much.